Evening. Clifford Robinson having a tough series so far. You look at Hugh Hollins, Bill Oakes, and Don Maiden, the officials assigned to this game. Portland has not beaten Phoenix all season, regular season or playoffs. Kevin Johnson controlling for the Suns. Now it's Person. Wesley Person getting Phoenix off to the start they're looking for.
How about that, JD? Wesley Person not shooting well from the perimeter in the playoffs. Decides, I'll take it to the basket. Pretty good move. Get you going, too.
Portland looking for Robinson. Back to Strickland. Rod Strickland off the drive. So two guards attack the basket to start the scoring tonight.
Strickland has been absolutely a ton in this series so far. The only shining light for Portland.
Barkley on the fadeaway. Rimming, no. They rebound. Collected by Green. And on the follow, a foul call.
Buck Williams is first team foul.
Buck Williams picking up the foul. In this series, you see in the regular season, Portland out rebounding Phoenix 7.5, but it's a 10 rebound edge for the Suns, and the free throwing big advantage to Phoenix, and also play in the second half has been very big, headed in Phoenix direction.
Yeah, another embarrassing element for Portland. Portland being out rebounded, but then playing well basically in the first half in both of these games. That man AC Green along with Charles Barkley have been playing well up into the ozone in this series so far.
AC Green is yet to miss a free throw. Here's a technical foul called by referee Bill Oakes on Joe Klein.
Quite figured out. Paul Westphal cannot figure it out. It might be the elbow. Little toss there. An elbow is an automatic technical. Michael Jordan picked one up in the Chicago game today on Hersey Hawkins. An elbow thrown above the shoulders is an automatic technical. I think that's what it was.
Portland the ball with Phoenix in front by 2. About a minute in. Robinson. Clifford Robinson with his first 2. He's shooting 34% in the first 2 games. And the Trailblazers would like to get him off early. Barkley for 3. Book it. Charles Barkley with his first three-pointer in the series.
This is a little bit of a departure for Phoenix, JD. They're coming out right away running KJ and Barkley in pick and roll 3 straight times down the floor.
Portland working it inside to Buck Williams, and a double dribble call.
I have never seen such a focused, concentrated Charles Barkley. Inside defensively. Blocked from behind, but a double dribble was called.
You didn't see it, but after that call was made, Barkley sprinted to the other end of the court to further point out what you're talking about, and there Barkley nails that fadeaway shot.
And when I see a player shake his head as he was going down the court saying, I know I'm going to have a good night. He senses it. Let's see what happens.
Maybe he would get off to the kind of start he did against Golden State in Game 3 last year when he rolled out 56. That's Strickland scoring. The Trailblazers cut it to 3. Kevin Johnson running the show for Phoenix. Strickland guarding him. 8 on the shot clock. And off the ball, a foul call. It's against Portland, and it's on Harvey Grant.
Portland's second
2 team fouls on Portland, the first on Grant. 9:40 left in the first. 9-6, Phoenix the lead.
Paul Westphal told me today that KJ is playing the way he wants him to play. He's playing point guard the way point guard should be played. Not taking on the whole other team going 1-on-5. Playing the role of taking care of everybody else and then scoring.
Barkley operating on Robinson. And on the pass out, a 3-second call whistled against Charles Barkley.
Pretty good call. They were going to double team on the dribble. That's a good way to play Barkley, because if you come with the double team right away, he'll back you double, bring the double team way wide, and that makes your rotations out of that double team very difficult because they're long rotations.
Rod Strickland, who has played heavy minutes in the first 2 games. Now Robinson missing badly on the hook. And the ball out of bounds to Phoenix. DJ Carlissimo's club has had to make some adjustments to keep Phoenix off the glass. And so far in the first 3, they've done a pretty good job of it. Although Klein connects here.
Well, that's what they want their centers to do. Danny Shays, Joe Klein, they wanted to shoot the facing shot from about 18 feet.
Phoenix up 5. Strickland off the drive, went all the way inside, and it's out of bounds to Phoenix. 8:43 for the first. The Suns off to a good start. Kevin Johnson looking for Barkley, and off the ball, a foul called offensive foul. It's on Wesley Person. First foul on Person.
Phoenix was setting a staggered screen on a weak side, and the officials this year in particular do not let you have much contact when setting a screen.
Portland could use a hoop this trip. Harvey Grant coming off a career game the other night, and on a pass inside to Robinson, a foul called with Clifford Robinson going to the hoop.
At 35, Joe Klein is first team foul.
Clifford Robinson has not had good second halves. He's gotten out early in all second halves of these playoffs.
Clifford Robinson has hit both free throw attempts. As you see, the field goal accuracy or lack thereof for him in the first. The Indiana Pacers closed out Atlanta tonight in the East. Reggie Miller had 32. Chicago Bulls win big. Jordan with 25. Bulls lead that one 2 games to 1. Kevin Johnson out to Klein. Joe Klein has hit 2 baskets already.
All Phoenix has to have from Klein and Shays is just enough outside shooting to keep the defense honest.
It's not often when the Blazers play at home that this crowd is as quiet as it is. But a good start by Phoenix has definitely quieted the crowd. Harvey Grant, nice pass to Buck Williams. Score it, and a foul.
Watch Buck Williams cradle the ball in one hand once he gets the pass here from Harvey Grant. One hand only. That's a tough shot. Got to have big hands to do that.
And big muscles, and he's got that. Buck Williams on the free throw line, 4 for 6 in the series. And that three-point play brings the Blazers to within 3. Kevin Johnson finding Person for 3. Wesley Person hit him. 5 points for Wesley Person. Strickland with Johnson on him. Harvey Grant against Person. And Person is stealing a pass intended for Dudley. Phoenix in transition. Portland this time gets back and stops him. Now Kevin Johnson finding Klein open. Joe Klein with 6. Well, DJ wants a timeout.
Pretty obvious the strategy was, hey, we'll trap off of Klein. We'll go inside. Leave that shot for Joe Klein.
As you see, with 6 points already, not only did he only average 3.7 during the season, but his playoff career high is just 15. And Kevin Johnson, you touched on this earlier in our broadcast, Dick, doing what point guards should do. He's got 5 assists already. Here's Buck Williams. Grant. Strickland. Phoenix out running. Person a throw ahead to Barkley. And Barkley is fouled by Robinson.
JD, there's the situation that we were talking about in the open. If you are so committed to going to the offensive boards, which Portland clearly is, they're embarrassed by what happened to them, you're going to give those kinds of shots, easy fast break shots, because you're going to get caught in transition.
Now let's check in with Derek Dickey.
Guys, during the last timeout, Paul Westphal told his guards, especially Kevin Johnson, he's very pleased with the penetration he's getting. He's getting inside the free throw line, taking the defense, pitching it back outside. Let Joe Klein shoot that outside shot. Let Wesley Person shoot it. That's their game plan.
They're executing it very well to this point, no question. Otis Thorpe with the rebound. Otis Thorpe, who just came into the ball game for Portland. Clifford Robinson into Thorpe. The Blazers looking for an inside presence offensively. Harvey Grant off to Strickland, slashing to the hoop. Thorpe the offensive rebound. And a foul call.
You know, as well as Rod Strickland is doing in this series, averaging 24 points a game, almost 13 assists, 11 for 11 from the free throw line. He is only shooting 40%. Now you see Strickland's going to end up and take tough shots on occasion. In this particular situation, you got a pleading AC Green.
Loose ball foul on this one. It's on Otis Thorpe. Thorpe picking up the loose ball foul. That's his first. San Antonio up 7 on Denver. The Spurs trying to close out the Nuggets in Denver. Wesley Person, offensive foul call on the play.
Offensive foul,
Joe Klein, that's his third.
For Joe Klein, Wayman Tisdale.
Klein going out. Wayman Tisdale has come on.
Maybe, JD, frying pan to fire with Wayman Tisdale. He's playing extremely well in this series. Dangerous post-up player.
Robinson overshot the mark, got his own rebound. Had it blocked going up. That one's still alive, and now a foul call on the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix foul, number 23.
It's on Tisdale. 4 team fouls on Phoenix. The first, of course, on Tisdale.
Wayman Tisdale had only played in 4 playoff games prior to this playoff series with Phoenix. Tisdale feels he's reborn again.
Clifford Robinson, who came into this one shooting .344 from the field, has scored 3 points so far, and his shooting woes have continued.
They're only averaging 13 points in this series. Over 20 during the regular season.
Strickland on the inside move. It's Buck Williams. Kevin Johnson looking for his own and hitting.
Kevin Johnson, 2.
That's what makes him so multi-dimensional. He can take over the game offensively. The Suns are 9 out of 10 from the field. KJ, when he wants to set up people, as he's doing with his penetration, he set up Klein for baskets. He now will take the offensive load himself a little bit, and it makes him extremely dangerous.
Wayman Tisdale with his second foul, and Dan Shea's already at the scorer's table. Shea's coming in for Tisdale as Otis Thorpe goes to the free throw line. Paul Westphal has already seen Klein pick up 3 fouls.
Well, that makes the third center for Phoenix. Paul has got to be a little bit careful here. It's awful early. You have three centers that you've used already in the first quarter.
And now Dan Marley comes in as Wesley Person goes out. Marley, who had that tremendous shooting night in game 1 in this series, he was 7 of 10 from three-point range.
I asked Paul Westphal today if he thought of bringing back Dan Marley as a starter, as well as bringing KJ. He said, I was going to bring KJ back all along, but I really like Marley off the bench.
He can plug him in at the small forward spot as well when he has to. Barkley missed for 3. Harvey Grant the rebound. Thorpe. Robinson turned away, and here comes Kevin Johnson.
That was a tough choice for Clifford Robinson.
4:40 left in the first. All Phoenix so far. Shays. And on the rebound, a loose ball foul on A.C. Green. Second foul on A.C. Green.
When you have a player like Clifford Robinson, who does not produce in the playoffs more than 1 year in a row, you get a little mentally discombobulated. And all of a sudden, you start playing far worse than you really are. He looked very bad on that play. Bad choice, bad shot, and complicating the issue.
Buck Williams shooting the first of two short. 22-14. Phoenix off to an 8-point lead with 4:32 left in the first. And Williams splits the free throw. Portland as a team just 68% from the foul line in the first two games of this series. Kevin Johnson running the show. Shays swings to Marley, who comes up shooting, missing for three. Thorpe with the rebound. Strickland. Otis Thorpe to the hoop.
Good penetration by Strickland. Thorpe did not want to settle for the jump shot. Showed another dimension, took the ball to the basket.
The Trailblazers have cut the 10-point lead in half. Shays. Barkley with 6 to shoot. Rocks back and fires on Robinson. Good for three. Barkley with his second three already in this game.
You can tell that Charles, just by the look in his eyes, the way he's rocking back, as you pointed out, J.D., wants the outside shot. He feels it.
Strickland. Cleared by A.C. Green. Barkley against Buck Williams. And the ball knocked loose. And Harvey Grant a pickup as Portland comes back in transition. Strickland on the finish.
Well, neither team exactly is putting a display of transition defense on like you'd want to see.
Kevin Johnson attacking the basket, and the foul is on Rod Strickland. That's his first. KJ shooting two.
Both teams on that last exchange, J.D., gave very easy baskets. Neither team stopped the ball in transition. Neither team matched up, resulting in very easy baskets, trading layups, so to speak. Phoenix wouldn't mind playing that way. I don't think Portland can afford to play that way.
Kevin Johnson dead center with that first free throw. He is yet to miss so far in the playoffs, 13 in a row. Now Phoenix back to an 8-point lead. Harvey Grant guarded by Marley. Clifford Robinson against A.C. Green. Nope. And Green rips it down. Johnson behind the back to Barkley. And followed in by A.C. Green.
See, when a shot like that is missed, it should be the team in the other color jersey that gets the missed shot, not the team that's on offense. You've got to get your bodies back in transition and get on the glass.
Otis Thorpe. Cleared by Marley. To Barkley on the run, and Green to the hoop. A foul called. A.C. Green to shoot two. Timeout taken with 2:22 left to go in the first. It's a 10-point lead for the Suns. Could have a little bit more emotion at stake in this game than a lot of these Blazers, in that this could be the final game ever to be played in the old Coliseum here, lest of course they win this.
In game 2 of this series, J.D., Harry Porter played 3 minutes and had 3 fairly productive minutes. Was then yanked because of a matchup or some lineup change. Never played again. He was very upset about it. PJ Carlesimo said that he's going to try to give him more minutes tonight. It'll be interesting to see how he responds.
This 12-point lead by Phoenix, the biggest. Clifford Robinson on the pass inside. Thorpe comes out to Grant. Now with 9 to shoot. Porter off the drive. Leaves it for Thorpe for the dunk.
I always think that's a good thing to do when you come in off the bench, cold, haven't had a chance to really touch the ball. Just take a hard drive to the basket. You bang into somebody, that's okay.
Kevin Johnson on the miss. Robinson the rebound. Now a hoop makes it an 8-point game. Porter missing for 3. Charles Barkley out on the run. Backing in on Robinson. And a foul called on Clifford Robinson. That's his second.
B.J. Carlesimo feels that Clifford Robinson really is his best defender on Charles Barkley. However, you got a Clifford Robinson out here that's very, very upset about the way he's playing. It would be very nice for him and for the Portland Trailblazers if he could just settle down and play the kind of game he's capable of. One of the things that he has problems with when he guards Barkley in 6 coverage is if Barkley can get his hip on him, he's got a little more weight, a little more strength, and he can put the spin on him.
Robinson goes out of the game. Jerome Kersey has come on. Barkley with another free throw. Charles Barkley shoots in the silencer. The lead is 11 for the Suns. Danny Ainge, who came on a moment ago, guarding Porter. And off the drive, a hand check foul on Ainge. Terry Porter shoots 2.
You know, JD, when you come into the playoffs, you kind of want your team happy if that's possible. Phoenix won 10 of their last 11 games. They're a very happy team. They're a very talented team as well. The Portland Trailblazers, on the other hand, they have a lot of problems. Not just the Porter problem, but the mental problems that Clifford Robinson has had in the playoffs. The inability of B.J. Carlesimo to get his leading, the NBA's leading rebounding team to get out and do what it does best. These things all complicate the issue and make it very difficult to play to your maximum.
And in a must-win situation, they have stumbled out of the gate. They're down 10 with a little over a minute left. A walk called on Shays, and so on the turnover, Portland has it back. This crowd of 12,888 just ready to yell its lungs out if the home team puts on a little bit of a spurt. 10 turnovers total in this first quarter tonight. Porter drops it for Thornton. Over Shays, and on the rebound it's Green. 5 rebounds for A.C. Green. Barkley with 15 on the shot clock, about 22 difference. Against Kersey, left it short. The ball out of bounds to Portland.
Phoenix is normally a fairly easy team to score on, but watch how they really surround the ball when it comes inside, either on a drive or on a post-up.
Off the move to the hoop, score the basket, and a foul. It's Terry Porter.
Now watch Phoenix bring the bodies, as I was talking about. They're going to bring the bodies this time, but this is a determined Terry Porter. Very determined. Got up, took the hit, got it in. Oh, is he ready?
The Blazers really need for Porter and for Kersey, these veteran players who have been here playing in front of these fans for a lot of years, to feed off this crowd. Porter trying to complete the three-point play. These are mighty impressive numbers for 83 career playoff games. Aaron McKee, number 23, into the Blazer lineup. Porter with 4 points off the bench so far. No shot clock involved. Kevin Johnson at the controls. It's a 7-point lead for the Suns.
Well, this is the concern that PJ has when Terry Porter has to line up against that man. It's a bad speed mismatch.
There he goes, and he draws the foul on the way in. Kevin Johnson with that explosive move to the hoop.
While it may be a bad speed mismatch, one must also comment that almost any guard in the league when he guards KJ. It's a bad speed mismatch. So you really, when you make your game plan against Kevin Johnson, you really have to consider some double teams.
3 straight free throws for him in the game, and 15 in a row in the playoffs so far. Barkley going out. It's Person, it's Ainge, it's Johnson, Marley, and Shays for the Phoenix Suns. Thorpe, Porter, Williams, McKee, and Kersey for Portland. 3.8 left. Thorpe wanting to throw deep, comes into Porter. Porter spins away and gets it away, but too late. We played one in Game 3 here in the Portland Memorial Coliseum. Charles Barkley with 11, and the Suns up 9.
Some teary eyes when the Blazers put a close to Memorial Coliseum, which is home to the longest consecutive game sellout streak in professional sports history. Over 18 years of capacity crowds.
Well, you can't say the Blazers have never promised their fans a rose garden.
I beg your pardon?
There's a hook by Otis Thorpe. And Portland has the first 2 points of the second quarter. Nicely done. And Murray would be proud. Kevin Johnson off the drive. A pitch out to Marley. And there's his first 3 of the game. Jerome Kersey made the move. Ball knocked out of bounds with 18 to shoot. A foul called on the play. And Kersey gets to the line. Kevin Johnson on the foul.
Kersey, of course, is one of those players that has a lot of emotion about this building. He has good feeling about the building. He's one of those players that could feed off the crowd, this being the last time that they're going to play here unless they can extend it.
Boston and Orlando tomorrow on TNT. That gets things started. Utah at Houston. Game 3 in both of those series. Phoenix jumped out of the gate quickly, and they've been in front all the way. Kevin Johnson gets the basket, and he draws the foul.
This is why KJ is so dangerous. There's no one really in the league that can stay in front of him, and he's one of the best finishers in the league.
Kevin Johnson with 5 straight free throws tonight.
You know, poor Rod Strickland, he has to do all the things he's doing, then he's asked to guard Kevin Johnson most of the game as well.
Porter finding Kersey. Jerome Kersey strong to the hoop, and a foul. Kersey gets to the free throw line. Shays on the foul.
There's that little seam, and when you can penetrate seams, you got to bring help. And either you're going to pick up the foul, as is the case that time, and often you'll get nice, easy little drop-ups. That's the value of penetration.
Jerome Kersey dropping the free throw. As you see, Kersey is a veteran of 90 playoff games, average over 15 points a game. Has 2 points now with that second free throw down. 10-point lead. Ball out of bounds. It stays at this end. Phoenix with it.
Yeah, KJ's doing a little stare down there. He thought, hey, yeah, it was knocked out of my hand, but he took a little hand and arm, too.
Kevin Johnson off the drive, lays it up lefty, cleared by Dudley.
The only thing that stopped KJ on that drive was KJ missing.
Shays went over the top and knocked it away from Thorpe. Porter, 12 to shoot. Back inside Otis Thorpe. And Hugh Hollins has a call, a hand check call. Shays with his third.
Paul Westphal looking at Danny Shays and wondering, you know, why that foul was called when it was called from the official that was way out on the floor. Coaches don't like that, but hey, if he sees it, he's got to call it.
Terry Porter, McKee comes up shooting. Aaron McKee with his first 2 points tonight. Portland needing a stop. Needing to send a message to their home fans that they're making a stand here in the second quarter with a little over 10 minutes remaining. And a foul called on the Blazers. It's on Porter. That's 2 fouls on him.
Here's what happens, J.D. We talked before about the game when Porter was taken out after 3 minutes. Now he's told he's going to play heavier minutes tonight. It puts a lot of pressure on him to go into the ball game, guard KJ, and know that he's got to perform. And this is a veteran player.
As Marley made his drive, another foul call. And a timeout taken with the Phoenix Suns in front by 8.
You think this game isn't the NBA? No babies allowed?
Tonight the featured Blazer apparel items are the layup and
say, I'm going to put Aaron McKee on KJ. A veteran will step up and say, I can guard him.
Phoenix Suns with the 8-point lead. The pass to Barkley, guarded by Thorpe. Now Barkley on the fadeaway. What a tough shot he hit over Thorpe. 13 for Barkley.
JD, if you're not going to double team Charles down there, you're going to be looking at a huge night. You must double team him.
There's a lot that's been said as Porter launches and misses wide left. Barkley the rebound. Loose Barkley controls it somehow through traffic. Underneath to Marley on the reverse move and a foul called. Marley shoots 2. Let's check in again with Derek Dickey.
Guys, during that last timeout, P.J. Carlesimo told his players he was not happy with the effort they were putting forth in trying to stop the Phoenix Suns from getting the ball inside. He was happy on the offensive end because they're getting to the free throw line, but he needs total effort. He needs them to be a lot more aggressive on the defensive end. Jim?
Okay, Derek, that's the 3rd foul, by the way, on Terry Porter. And Rod Strickland comes in to replace him. Marley at the free throw line. You know, I was about to say, Dick, that a lot was said last year about the defensive job that Otis Thorpe did on Charles Barkley in helping Houston to a playoff series win over Phoenix. But 2 things. Barkley was hurt, and he had Olajuwon behind him.
Yeah, that makes a world of difference. I thought Derek got some good information for us there from the standpoint that, yes, BJ's happy with what's going on the offensive end, but he's got to get his team back defensively in transition.
Jerome Kersey stayed with it for his first field goal.
There's a veteran, Jerome Kersey, getting in there, showing that he still has a lot of metal.
Marley looking for Barkley and finding him out on the court against Thorpe. 5 on the shot clock. Barkley rocked back and missed on the 3. He almost had the pickoff, and now Strickland with a throw ahead to Thorpe for the dunk, and Portland has run off 4 points in a row.
Normally, Phoenix doesn't mind trading baskets with you. They'll do it for a while, then they'll turn the defense up.
That's Elliot Perry going to the hoop. First 2 points for Elliot Perry. A little over 8 minutes left in the half. Aaron McKee. Strickland off the drive. Rebound to Barkley. And now Phoenix in transition. Barkley had it chopped away from him. Tisdale to pick up. Perry. Or Wesley Person, I should say, connecting from the foul line. Wesley Person with 7. Strickland being guarded loosely by Perry. 7:30 for the half. Phoenix lead is 11 on a pass to the inside. A foul call against Phoenix. Wayman Tisdale on the foul, his 3rd.
You know, every once in a while, Phoenix will gamble, and when you gamble, you got an outnumber situation at the other end. Led to a very easy basket, and that's why it led to an easy basket, because the numbers weren't good.
Clifford Robinson back into the lineup for Portland. A.C. Green has checked in for Phoenix. Kersey missing the perimeter shot. Hustles, though, to try to keep it alive. And And a jump ball is called.
Well, you really got to like the effort of Jerome Kersey there. His team down 11, loose ball on the floor, facing elimination, says, I still will dive on the floor.
And don't forget, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we will be selecting the Budweiser player of the game. Along with Derek Dickey and Dick Versace, Jim Durham here in Portland, 7:14 left to go before halftime, 47-36. The Phoenix Suns the lead. And we will do the jump ball over.
You know, Charles smiled that time, but you know, JD, in this series, he's been doing very little of that. He's been very, very focused. He's been very, very businesslike in his approach to almost every minute he's on the floor.
He goes up with Kersey, and the Trailblazers control the tip. McKee for three. Barkley the rebound. Perry runs the show. Here's the ball deflected, but Person controls. Elliott Perry with Strickland on him, 8 on the shot clock.
More of that pick and roll.
Barkley slipped it. Now it's Marley, a deep three. And on the rebound, Barkley hustling into the corner. And it's out of bounds to Phoenix. With a timeout taken. 6:42 left in the half. The Suns by 11.
Back in this game.
I think they all have to come out and play exactly like Jerome Kersey played. Very aggressive, very intense. Otherwise, they can count this one in and go home for the summer.
All right, Jim.
Okay, Derek, always good to see Luke. Here's Ainge with 10 to shoot. Barkley against Thorpe down in the low post. Barkley, he's really got everything working tonight.
Well, you got to do something. You can. We pointed out before, you cannot continue to give that man Charles Barkley single coverage. At least send a late double team.
13-point lead for Phoenix is the largest. Robinson, Strickland. They're running out of time. 5 to shoot. Barkley the rebound. An early three look for Barkley. And Marley with the foul. The ball tipped out of bounds by Barkley. The Trailblazers with it.
Here's what we were talking about, and we'll show you why you have to have some kind of double team. He's just too clever down there. See how he made space on the shot by using the fade, keeping his left hand up and keeping the defender away. You've got to bring some help.
Actually, Portland's not shooting it that badly, 13 out of 29, but the Phoenix Suns really stroking the ball tonight. Inside Thorpe. Otis Thorpe has come off the bench and given them an inside presence offensively.
What's interesting, when Portland scores an easy basket, Phoenix never seems upset because they are so confident and so efficient on offense. They know they're going to go down and they're going to get a deuce or better.
Marley against Kersey. Barkley against Thorpe. Barkley continues to pour it on. He's got 17.
That's what they call schooling.
Phoenix again back to the 13-point edge. Inside Thorpe and another dunk for Otis Thorpe. OT with 14 points.
See, Paul Westphal looked at his team, kept his composure, but he said, let's not break it down that much. Let's not try to win strictly by scoring baskets.
Portland's going to have to dig in at the defensive end. Here's Barkley again. Yep, he went right around Thorpe. Barkley with 19. Rod Strickland. They get the open outside shot for Harvey Grant. Harvey Grant with his first 2 points tonight. On the miss, Marley. Robinson ahead to Strickland. Rod Strickland on the course. Great pass. Kersey missed the layup. Loose ball foul called on Portland.
I would look for Paul Westphal to get a timeout pretty quick here because his team basically is in float. They're in the float gear right now, not getting back well at all.
Game 3 here. The Indiana Pacers have advanced. Chicago won its game. You understand there have been 5 technicals called in that Denver game.
Yeah, you know, JD, I heard in that Denver game that Bernie Bickerstaff, who was tossed, had to come back and try to calm down the crowd. That must be some scene going on there in Denver.
They're really scrapping for their lives, obviously, trying to stay alive. Here it's a 13-point lead for Phoenix after the Ainge free throw. And Kersey trying to work his way free, and a foul call. Hugh Hollins with a call underneath. AC Green.
What I see evolving in this game at this point is Portland did not get off to a good start. Phoenix shooting tremendously from the floor, close to 60%. Baskets were coming so easy. They backed off of their defensive commitment, which they did early in the game. They were flooding the game in the lane well against drives and against post-ups. Lately, they've given a lot of easy shots on the half court, and they've been beaten in transition.
AC Green going out. He has picked up his 3rd foul. 3:42 left in the half. Clifford Robinson at the foul line makes it a 55-43 score. Kevin Johnson looking for room to operate. Marley's pass outside deflected. Ainge goes for the loose ball, and it's thrown away. The Blazers have it.
Sometimes when your team gets out to an early lead and baskets come real easy, it's hard to get them to press and play good defense.
Rod Strickland, the leading scorer in the series for Portland, but he hasn't looked much to score tonight. Marley off the break, and the rebound to Buck Williams. Now it's Portland coming back the other way. Kersey.
Very easy baskets for Portland now. Phoenix not getting back, not stopping the ball, not matching up, not getting the black shirts back.
Away from the ball, a foul called on Buck Williams guarding Barkley. The 2nd foul on Buck Williams.
Watch how easy this basket comes.
Second timeout, Phoenix.
Everything else every night because Charles he's really made some tough shots in game 2. I mean, the kind of shots that Charles has made in that game, I haven't experienced any other players that I've played against making those kind of shots. But with all that being said, we must come out and defend this team and make sure that we get on the glass.
In my opinion, JD, you not only bring your lunch bill, you better bring another player or two to try to guard him down there.
In other words, dinner is served, gentlemen.
Got that right. I mean, 19 points and 5 rebounds, 2:48 left in this half.
Those numbers by Barkley very indicative of the outstanding playoff seasons he has had.
So this is not the facial expression that you saw in games 1 and 2. This is the bravado that you normally see from him. I haven't seen him interplay with the crowd yet.
Portland needing a hoop, and they go into Kersey. Kersey, nice feed to Harvey Grant.
You know, the experiment of Harvey Grant at 2 guard is, you know, I'm starting to be a believer. When PJ first told me that he was going to play him there, I don't know, but he played pretty well.
That's Kevin Johnson getting inside. You know, he's coming off that 21-point game the other night.
I think KJ feels that he can score anytime he wants against his team.
Kersey again knocking on the door. Jerome Kersey with 9.
I'm going to tell you something. In game 1, you did not see easy baskets like this for Portland. Portland struggled to get baskets. You want to know why? Bad Phoenix defense.
Portland now needs a good defensive stand. Tisdale in the low post. Rebounded by Robinson. Trailblazers can cut it to 8. Strickland left it short, but
On the follow, Harvey Grant. This is where Paul Westphal earns his money. Paul Westphal has got to be seething inside about the poor defense in transition by his team. Now he's allowed the crowd to get back in this game.
Barkley backing in against Buck Williams. Now Robinson over to double team. 8 to shoot. Barkley for 3. Charles Barkley with his third 3 of the game.
When Buck Williams is guarding Charles Barkley, he does a great job in the post. But when he has to go out on the floor and guard him, it's pretty difficult.
Reebok halftime report about a minute away. Ernie Johnson and Kings guard Mitch Richmond. We'll look at highlights and talk about the Atlanta-Indiana game tonight. The Pacers winning that one. Chicago winning against Charlotte. San Antonio and Denver. And also highlights and talk about tonight's game as well that we have here in Portland. 22nd timeout taken. 62-51. Phoenix by 11.
Portland really has been able to get to the basket quite easily because of poor defense. Now, Barkley did come across from the weak side there, but remember earlier in the game, JD, we were talking about how many black shirts were filling the lane on drives and post-ups. Now you see a lot of space in there. You see a lot of the paint, so to speak, and that's not a healthy sign defensively for Phoenix.
Another 22nd timeout taken with 59.3. Another thing we talked about was what veteran player on this Portland team would come off the bench with a little emotion. And it's been Kersey.
Yes, Kersey, with that dive on the floor, sort of electrified the crowd a little bit. I mean, they were down quite a bit at the time. So for him to go do that at that time, he was kind of sending a signal to not only the crowd, but his teammates as well. You know, I was remarking to Paul Westphal at the shoot-around. Paul Westphal said that, hey, look, you know, I've got to let my team play. I've got to let them do exactly what they like to do, and I don't want to get too hard on them because this is the way we work it. He said sometimes I'm not called a disciplinarian for doing that, but he said I think I know my team better than most of the critics.
Kevin Johnson taking the foul against Robinson.
Kevin Johnson is second.
2 fouls on Kevin Johnson.
Shooting for
Clifford Robinson at the free throw line. Having another tough night offensively. 4 points scored, 2 for 4 free throwing. Marley collects the rebound. Kevin Johnson runs the show. Phoenix the 10-point lead in the ball and in a 2-for-1 situation. Person for 3. Thorpe with the rebound.
Maybe a quick shot, maybe a 2-for-1 here.
Yeah, the other way. Robinson had his pins cut out from under him, and he may be hurt.
I would hate to see a player go to the knee like that. Let's hope it's just a bump or a twist.
Phoenix foul. Kevin Johnson, his third person.
Kevin Johnson picked up the foul. That's his third.
If it's a bump to the knee where it's just bone on bone, it stings, it hurts, but it's not that serious. So let's take a look at it. It's hard to say. I know it stings, but he looks like he might be all right. When you can put weight on it and maybe walk it off, that's a good sign.
Trailblazers taking a full timeout. 26.9 left in the half, and Portland down 10. There's another situation here. But first, let's check in with Derek Dickey.
Guys, it's nothing serious. It was just a mild hyperextension. He is okay. He will be back in the game.
All right, Derek. Now, the other situation here is the fact that Portland took a 20-second timeout when the two teams took their 20s back-to-back a moment ago. Now they've had to take a full timeout, so they have lost a full timeout here in the final seconds of the first half that, you know, coming down the stretch in a close game, they may have to have, Coach.
Well, you know, with the injury, once the trainer goes on the floor, you have to take a timeout. Normally, you'd like to use your 20 in that situation, but since they burned the 20, they had to use a full, and they'll lose one. let's hope it's not a factor late in the ball game.
So the foul on Kevin Johnson is his third. And Clifford Robinson is at the free throw line. Robinson with 4 out of 6. Reebok halftime report just seconds away. Ernie Johnson and Mitch Richmond ready to cover you, give you all that great coverage on Turner Sports from all the games played tonight.
And he has one of the finest suits I've seen in a long time. Be sure and check out Mitch Richmond's suit.
Kevin Johnson out front against Strickland. Final seconds of the half. Johnson up. No good, but a foul called, and KJ gets to the line. Rod Strickland has his third foul. So both of those point guards have picked up 3.
KJ is one of those players, one of those rare players that can score by changing his arch. Isaiah Thomas used to do it. He used to amaze me when he would do it. He'd get in heavy traffic, and all of a sudden he'd be shooting this balloon ball, but he'd shoot it with accuracy. I have no idea how he could do that. Take a look at KJ here. He's going to be challenged by some size. Good leaping Rod Strickland, but he changes the arch. Almost gets the roll.
James Robinson has checked in. There's Harvey Grant. Kevin Johnson splits the free throws. Now James Robinson. Cliff Robinson for 3. And we are at halftime here in Portland. Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns going for the kill in Game 3 have a 9-point lead, 63-54. Barkley with 24 points and 5 rebounds and shooting it real well. Barkley with a little bit of everything working in the first half. Ernie Johnson, Mitch Richmond, the Reebok halftime report on the other side. Support the point we made. Second halves have not been kind to Portland in this playoff series.
Probably the most telling stat on that graphic there is the 37% from the field.
No threes yet for the Trailblazers in this game. Strickland. Thorpe. And on the offensive rebound, Buck Williams with the follow. Long time coming.
You know, I thought I sensed in the first half a lot of standing around by Phoenix on the defensive end. I just think they feel that they're so powerful on offense, they can turn it on when they want. Better be careful.
Barkley, who had 24 in the first half, and again it's Joe Klein who starts the scoring as he did at the start of the game.
Well, that was a great pass by Charles Barkley. He demonstrated some special skills there.
Clifford Robinson backing in on AC Green. Not there with the jump hook. Green the rebound. His 6th of the game. Kevin Johnson. Cleared by Thorpe. Barkley lagged back. Strickland now controlling. Rod Strickland with a shot. Cleared by Klein. Kevin Johnson. Person. And a foul called. Wesley Person to shoot 2.
Talking about Charles Barkley, all the things he can do. How about this sort of sixth sense of and awareness of who's going to be open? Look at Joe Klein, wide open. Sweet little left-hand hook inside. Great pass from Barkley.
Wesley Person on the free throw line. His first trip to the line in this game. And that's only his 2nd free throw attempted in the series. The rookie guard has 9 points tonight. Phoenix back to an 11-point advantage. Over the top to Thorpe from Robinson. Otis Thorpe lost it. Kevin Johnson on the move. Rebound Robinson. Strickland in the middle of the floor. Thorpe finger roll. Klein to Barkley.
Neither team is getting back. You had two Portland Trailblazers. You had Clifford Robinson and Buck Williams that didn't even bother to come down. Stayed back and protected. Defense by both teams in transition, very poor.
Person with 5 to shoot, plays into Green. AC on the fadeaway. AC Green to beat the shot clock. This equals the largest lead now for the Phoenix Suns as they're up 69-56. Strickland scores and draws the foul.
PJ Carlesimo says that he feels that Rod Strickland is a tremendous post-up player, and he doesn't put him down there just because he feels he has a mismatch with KJ, who's a little smaller. He says he can put him down there against almost anybody that guards him in this league because he's so gifted down low.
An 11-point lead for the Phoenix Suns, who have been in front all the way. Charles Barkley over Buck Williams. Barkley with his first 2 points of the second half. He's got 26 in the game.
Well, he's playing some violin music from the perimeter. He's got that jump shot on a string.
3 minutes into the third. Strickland goes to the hoop, gets knocked down. 2 shots for Rod Strickland. The Denver Nuggets trying to hang on. A close ball game against San Antonio with a minute left.
Back to the line for Portland.
Personal foul on Joe Klein is his 4th. And Strickland hits the free throw after missing his first 2 tonight.
Well, Strickland's having an awful night from the floor. Shooting only 40% in this series. He's 3 for 10 in the first half.
He's averaging over 24 points, actually 24 and a half through the first 2. Phoenix again with the comfortable 11-point lead. 8:50 left in the third. Alley-oop to Barkley, taken down by Robinson. Harvey Grant. Offensive rebound to Thorpe. Inside to Grant for the dunk. Harvey Grant with feeling. He has 8.
Well, that's one of the advantages of having a 6'9" off guard. When he gets inside, he can score over anybody guarding him at the 2 position.
Barkley with 8 on the shot clock, working on Buck Williams. Spun away from the double team that was arriving on the other side by Cliff Robinson, and the foul on Buck Williams.
Well, Otis Thorpe has the biggest hands in the league. Watch how he can make this pass all with one hand. And there's Harvey Grant inside scoring. Got the foul, too. Now watch Charles show powerful strength inside. Take a hit, lean back, create some space, and try to get a crier. Couldn't get it.
And that foul was on Otis Thorpe, not Buck Williams. Barkley averaging 27 points a game through the first 2, and now has scored 27 points in this game. That points per game average 5th best in the playoffs so far.
JD, when Charles Barkley is played with single coverage as he was most of the first half, you can pretty much be assured at the end of the night there's going to be some fat numbers in that stat sheet.
There are some more fat numbers as he hits that second free throw. It was a 9-point lead for the Suns at halftime. They're now up 11. They've led by as many as 13. Strickland looking more for his own here in the third quarter. 12 points scored, 6 of them in this quarter. Joe Klein.
It's like a replay of the start of the first half. They ran pick and roll on the other side. When the roll man rolls, man guarding Klein drops into the lane. Klein wide open, hits the jumper.
And he's 5 for 5 in the game. Robinson for 3. Rebound Buck Williams. Strickland. Robinson. And a jump ball call between Kevin Johnson and Clifford Robinson.
Clifford Robinson just trying to get his game going. Very active inside here. Good tip to yourself. Nice technique. Can't quite get the handle, but look at little KJ. Go in there, grab some leather, and get a jump ball.
Kevin Johnson at 6'1", so a big height advantage here to Clifford Robinson at 6'10". 7:15 left in the third. Tisdale has checked in. Joe Klein going out.
Got a bloody nose, JD, and the rule is when you have a bloody nose or a break of the skin and any blood, you've got to go out.
Phoenix comes out with it. Kevin Johnson lost control. Harvey Grant a steal. Strickland on the push and on Barkley.
Paul Westphal has such confidence in the offensive efficiency of his team. He never shows any emotion when they're clearly not getting back well in transition and giving up easy baskets.
And with good reason in this series, they're averaging 116 points a game through two. Tisdale, rebound to Robinson. Now Portland with a chance to cut it to 7.
You know, the problem is, JD, you control games with what you do defensively. This team, the Phoenix Suns, has not faced an outstanding center so far.
Barkley rips down the rebound, and Strickland takes it away from him.
How about this?
Barkley knocks it loose, and then a loose ball foul call. It's on Barkley.
I think they're pointing to Tisdale, yeah. What an interesting exchange. Normally it's Charles Barkley that's doing the sneaking around, batting away the ball. This time it was Rod Strickland.
Portland trying to rally back in here in the third.
Yeah, I feel great. I just want to make sure the Blazers win one game. That's all we want.
What do you think about the new building?
I think it's going to be exciting. You know, we need something like that here in Portland to keep the attendance going and keep the excitement up.
Peter, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jim?
Okay, guys, the Blazers with the ball inbounds. They're trailing by 9. 16 to shoot and 6:08 left in the third. Buck Williams against Barkley. Robinson for 3. He needed that.
That's a huge shot for Clifford Robinson. A huge shot.
The first three-point field goal of the game for the Portland Trailblazers. And now the clocks and the scoreboards have gone off.
5:58.
Well, they shot the lights out the other day in Tacoma, and here they've shot the scoreboard quiet.
Let's hope it's not a 20-minute wait.
Denver Nuggets are still alive in that emotional game in McNichols Arena with about a half-minute remaining. It's a 2-point game. Here we've got a delay with 6:08 left. Actually, 5:58 left. Now the clocks are up and working. 75-69 is the score. Phoenix the lead.
BJ Carlissimo was saying that sometimes Phoenix can lull you asleep. You know, you think you're executing your offense real well. It's because they're just not playing very good defense. And all of a sudden they turn up their defense and baskets get harder and harder.
This is the closest the Blazers have been since they trailed 22-17. Marley. Barkley for 3.
Oh, my.
Oh, a cold-blooded shot by Barkley, his 4th 3 of the game.
And he's got the big tooth grin working tonight. He knows he feels it. Earlier in the night, we were talking about the fact he was shaking his head on how he feels about his perimeter shot.
31 points for him. That's a playoff high so far. And Clifford Robinson scores again. 12 points for Robinson. 5:11 left in the third. The Memorial Coliseum is alive. 8 to shoot. Tisdale and a foul. Wayman Tisdale to shoot 2 as Otis Thorpe bumped him off the play.
Weapons, weapons, weapons. Here's another weapon for Paul Westphal. Wayman Tisdale, an outstanding post-up player all of his career. Good spin move to the baseline. Difficult move for a left-hander, by the way.
Charles Barkley with his 4th three-point field goal tonight, and he is 4 of 7 from three-point range. Tisdale missing the first of two. That foul on Otis Thorpe, his fourth. Raymond Tisdale connecting. We got the makings of a hot finish here in Portland if the Blazers can keep it close through three. Robinson again. Overshot the mark, and Barkley the rebound. 7 rebounds for Charles Barkley. Tisdale against Thorpe. A.C. Green with a foul, and Harvey Grant takes it out. Strickland with a pass ahead to Buck Williams, and off the hand of Williams, out of bounds.
Normally, you'll see that Buck Williams was waving and saying to Rod Strickland, "I'm open." Usually, if the man running the court has to tell you he's open, then it's too late.
Kevin Johnson against Strickland. Around the screen by Tisdale. Raymond Tisdale called for the walk. Being defended by Thorpe.
Wayman is a very strong player, and what he likes to do is get on the right-hand block and then come in with his left hand, but they're not allowing him to come into the lane, so he's struggling a little bit.
Strickland, Thorpe, and a hand check foul on Tisdale.
Well, the rule is simple. The rule is very simple. You put your hands on them, they're going to call it. If you put the arm bar on, they'll lay off you.
4th team foul and the 4th personal foul on Raymond Tisdale. 4 minutes left in the third. Strickland. Grant, and a 3-second call against the Trailblazers. Their 8th turnover with 3:56 left in this third quarter. Phoenix the ball back, leading 79-71.
What Portland's missing, JD, is they don't have a repeatable play that they can come down that they're very good at. They can score on a high percentage, and so they're kind of pecking for trying to find ways to get some baskets.
Tisdale swings to Johnson. Right back to Tisdale. It's a 10-point lead for the Suns.
Paul Westphal said Raymond Tisdale can do 2 of the 3 things that Danny Manning can do. He can face and shoot, and he can post up, but he's not a slashing driver like Manning.
Grant missing. Williams the rebound. Strickland steps to the hoop and shoots it on Barkley. Barkley the rebound. Phoenix out with big numbers. Johnson is fouled by Grant.
Rod Strickland makes a very good move going to the basket and does what he thinks he has to get himself on the line. There looked like there was contact, but was it initiated by Strickland's elbow or was it initiated by Barkley? Officials thought that the elbow was put out, and that's why no call.
And at the other end, the foul on Grant, his 3rd, the 4th team foul on Portland. Kevin Johnson has given the Suns their 11-point lead right now. So Portland made a run at him, had it down to 6, now trails by 11. Harvey Grant. Ball tipped away by Buck Williams to Robinson.
That's how Portland has to score. On the second possession, on the offensive rebounding, they've got to get more shots than Phoenix. Almost 90-70. Some sort of big discrepancy in the number of shots created by their rebounding. Hasn't been the case in this series.
A.C. Green for 3. A.C. Green has his first 3 tonight.
So many weapons. So many weapons.
Phoenix back to the 12-point lead with 2:30 left in the third quarter. And a foul call on Raymond Tisdale. That's his 5th. Timeout taken. 85-73 Phoenix. Stage is set for tomorrow then on TNT. Orlando and Boston. 7 o'clock Eastern with that series tied at 1. Utah and Houston. Game 3 there with that series tied at 1 at 9:30 Eastern. And then on Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern. The Knicks and Cleveland in Game 4. Charlotte, Chicago in Game 4. And on TBS, Seattle and the Lakers in Game 4. Robinson shooting for his 15th point tonight. We'll have one more. Here's Derek Dickey.
Dick, you made a very good point that Paul Westphal is not very happy with how the Portland Trailblazers are getting the ball inside, but he does want to continue to try to work a pick and roll himself. He likes what he's doing on the offensive end. He needs more intensity on the defensive end. Don't give up the layups. Guys?
Yeah, Dickey, Mr. Dickey, you're absolutely right. You've been there, swam it, climbed it, scaled it.
Shays a little too strong, and on the rebound, a loose ball foul call. It's on Barkley. 2 fouls on Barkley.
Wouldn't you like to eavesdrop on the conversation between P.J. Carlesimo and Rod Strickland? Rod Strickland not having a very good night from the field. Actually, the guy that's been carrying his Portland Trailblazer club throughout these 2 playoff games and into the 3rd, but tonight not being able to come up with the offense needed.
Elliot Perry returning to the lineup for Phoenix. Clifford Robinson is now 5 for 11 from the free throw line, and Jerome Kersey is at the scorer's table, getting ready to come on. Terry Porter already in the lineup for Portland. Robinson hits that one.
Well, it was Kersey that provided the spark in the first half. Let's see if he can do it again.
Elliot Perry controlling for the Suns at the 2-minute mark of the 3rd. Shays guarded by Thorpe. Barkley against Robinson. 5 on the shot clock. Ball tipped to Grant. Porter ahead to Thorpe. And Marley on the foul. Otis Thorpe shoots 2.
And Marley the foul, his first.
Portland was looking to out-rebound the Suns, and as of the moment, they have more rebounds.
But interestingly enough, JD, they can't just barely out-rebound an opponent. They got to kind of knock them out on the boards because they're not a good offensive shooting team, only around 45%. So they need to get more shots. They're on their way. They're making a move, but they're still down 10.
Otis Thorpe hitting the free throw. He's 3 of 3 at the foul line. 15 points for Otis Thorpe in the game. And he adds to his total. 9-point lead for the Suns. Perry underneath it, Shays. And as A.C. Green was going for a follow-up, a foul call. Kersey thought he had the ball, and thus a jump ball.
You think NBA players don't have strong hands? Just watch this whole sequence. Pick and roll. Watch the roll man now. Danny Shays wide open. Look at Kersey come over. And now there's a loose ball. Scramble. Jerome Kersey comes back again and rips the ball out. Unfortunately, he was called for a foul. I don't know. I'd give him an A for effort there.
2 fouls on Kersey. A.C. Green. A.C. Green is the reason the Phoenix Suns can lose a player the caliber of Danny Manning and really not miss a beat.
You know, you just gotta love this guy. I mean, he's all, well, whoever, when he was with the Lakers, I mean, I know when I coached against him, it was thorns, always thorns, daggers. Thorn in your side and a dagger in your heart. He can elevate his game, as he has done in the first 2 games of this series, to a stratosphere most players can't get to or dream of.
Kersey plays into Grant. Grant against Marley. No basket. A foul call before the shot. It's on Marley.
A.C. Green, look at this kind of performance that you're getting out of Green. 20, and then all these guys that can score in game 1 and game 2. Those are awesome numbers. Those are championship numbers.
Perhaps Paul Westfall's club is headed back to the finals after a one-year absence. Grant on the line, one more coming.
Clearly in this series, although they're not facing a dominant NBA center, certainly not a dominant offensive scoring threat, they're showing that they are going to be a force to be reckoned with deep into the playoffs, even without an outstanding center themselves.
Perry with 1 minute left in the third, and the foul will put Elliot Perry on the line. That's 5 on OT. Otis Thorpe picking up the personal.
PJ Carlesimo simply having a very difficult time finding some offense for his Trailblazer team. They seem to hunt, scratch, and claw. The only effective offense, JD, that they have had throughout this game is when they've been able to get the ball out and run against Phoenix. But remember what PJ was telling us. He was saying that this team will lull you to sleep, the Phoenix Suns, because they'll play bad defense and you think it's your good offense, and all of a sudden they turn it on and now you struggle to score, and they still are so offensively efficient themselves.
Perry hitting the second free throw to make it an 11-point lead for the Suns. Jerome Kersey has gone, he gives the ball up and gets it back from Porter. Kersey off the lean in.
Very controlled move. Nice double clutch by Jerome Kersey.
Perry on the drive. Barkley fights for the ball underneath. Yep, and a foul. Charles Barkley never gave up on that one. Was able to control the ball, shoot it in, and draw the foul.
I mean, you talk about effort. You know, I'm always talking about Barkley's second effort. Look, that ball's going out of bounds. Somehow he scratches, claws. He doesn't have control of it ever. But strength and power let him get the ball up and in. This is just pure effort. All you watching out there, this is how never to give up on a basketball when you're in a scramble and heavy traffic.
Joe Klein returning for the Suns. Shays goes out, and Barkley looking for his 34th point tonight.
Well, the theory for the Phoenix Suns as far as not having any outstanding low post center is that we have other low post threats. Certainly Barkley, one of the best in all of basketball, but Wayman Tisdale, when they originally had Danny Manning, they thought they could get the low post scoring out there. So maybe their center problem won't be a problem after all, because those centers are designed to shoot from the perimeter. Both Shays and Klein can do that.
Porter turned away by Barkley. And a shot clock violation, I believe. With 12.1 left in this third quarter.
JD, remember I was talking about how sometimes Phoenix will turn the defense up right when you think they're giving you an opportunity to score easy baskets. Look at Charles. See, now he'll try to get his team back in it defensively. They're always in it offensively because they love offense. But now they have to be inspired to play good defense, and maybe Mr. B can inspire them.
The officials are conferring on this block by Barkley. Did the ball, in fact, touch the rim?
Well, let's take a look. Porter way up. Did not look. It looked like Terry caught the rim. Terry Porter
exactly
caught the rim, pulled it down.
It should be out of bounds to Phoenix.
You got 3 seconds on the 24-second clock.
I don't like what's going on around here.
Portland is going to keep it. Which way? Now they put 3 seconds up there. 3 seconds have been added to the shot clock as Portland comes in. Robinson over Klein.
Got a good look at it. Almost got it down.
Phoenix still with time to score here. Barkley over Williams, and And after 3, the Phoenix Suns with a 12-point lead and 12 minutes away from winning this series in 3. In 1992.
Well, 2 NBA championships were won in this building. One by Portland, one by Detroit.
And on the Phoenix sideline, let's go to Derek Dickey.
Guys, what's happening? Paul Westphal wants his players to continue what they're doing. They're going to still run the high pick and roll, but bottom line is he wants to get the ball in Charles Barkley's hands because he commands so much respect. Chip?
In other words, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, Paul Westphal has a wonderful relationship with Charles Barkley. At the end of the quarter, when Barkley took that long 3, Westphal walked out and gave him the choke sign and started smiling like, you know, you choked on that, and it was only about a 35-footer.
That foul, by the way, on Buck Williams, his 4th. Harry for 3. Rebound to Robinson. And Robinson is fouled, making the drive to the hoop. Dan Shays with his 4th. First team foul, of course, against the Suns. But it's been a real struggle at the free throw line tonight for Clifford Robinson.
JD, I think PJ has gone small here. He's got Porter in, he's got Strickland, he's got Kersey, he's got Clifford Robinson and Buck. He's got very agile guys can all take the ball off the dribble. And it was a bad matchup for Danny Shays, so Shays is leaving the game now.
Wayman Tisdale has returned. Robinson with that free throw is 7 for 13 from the foul line. Kersey, the rebound and foul. And a loose ball foul called on Barkley. 3 fouls on Barkley, 2 team fouls against Phoenix. With a report on Kevin Johnson, here's Derek Dickey.
Guys, we know one of the key players for the Phoenix Suns certainly is Kevin Johnson, and he's getting a massage on a thigh area right now. We know that Kevin has had a history of having some thigh and calf and leg injuries. We're going to keep an eye on that and see if he's able to get back in the game. Jim?
Marley's the one who chopped this steal away, and at the other end, a travel call on Marley. 11:06 remaining. It's 90-79 Phoenix.
Well, the door may be opening for the Portland Trailblazers, especially with the report from Derek Dickey that tight hamstring of Kevin Johnson is starting to tighten up. That is not a good sign.
Portland with a hoop can cut it to 9. 13 to shoot. Kersey works on AC Green and scores over it.
You're getting an inspired performance from Jerome Kersey. If Portland has a chance at all, it's because of the energy that they are getting from that man, Jerome Kersey.
Phoenix taking time. Their lead is 9. Blazers have, Coach.
Yeah, they're actually out rebounding Phoenix, but I mentioned before, it's got to be a knockout for them to win. They can't win it by 1.
AC Green hounded by Kersey. The shot clock at 10 and a foul against Kersey. That's his 3rd. Now along the Portland sideline, here's Derek Dickey.
Guys, how important is energy? You talked about it just a few minutes ago. P.J. Carlesimo is going to go with his veterans, Terry Porter and Jerome Kersey. He's going to feed off this crowd and try to keep this series alive. Jim?
All right, Derek. Here's Barkley down in the post, out to Tisdale. And the rebound collected by Kersey. Now a hoop makes it a 7-point game. Strickland. And off the ball, a foul call. It's against Tisdale. Wayman Tisdale is gone.
Now Paul Westphal has an interesting choice to substitute here for Wayman Tisdale. It's this agile lineup that's been effective for Portland here. Kersey playing inspirational ball, 13 points so far in the game. Clifford Robinson putting up some points tonight, 16. Strickland 14. Otis Thorpe on the bench with 16. But it's the quick lineup and the small lineup that's been effective for PJ.
And Phoenix has gone small with Ainge coming in to replace Tisdale 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Strickland. Kersey against Marley. Marley almost dug it away. It is stolen, but a foul call against Phoenix. Hugh Hollins has the call. The fourth team foul. A.C. Green called for the foul, his fourth.
How about this? Now you're going to see a good scramble here by Jerome Kersey, who's been playing inspirational ball. He doesn't complain about what he thought could have been a foul. He just battles and battles, ends up getting a possession for his game. But here's an interesting thing. Harvey Grant is now in for Buck Williams, and so Portland has gone even smaller.
By the way, 14 fouls on Phoenix, 2 on Portland. The shot rims off for Porter, and Elliott Perry a loose ball pickup. Marley with Grant guarding him. Barkley against Robinson. Ainge gets the shot away. It won't count. A foul called off the play. Terry Porter with his fourth. 3 team fouls on the Blazers.
Well, this lineup that Paul Westphal has countered with brings Danny Ainge in. Ainge is either going to have to guard Terry Porter or he's going to have to guard Rod Strickland. It'll be interesting to see.
Barkley against Robinson. Perry hits the 3. Elliott Perry.
What a great story he's been. CBA refugee, starter most of the year with KJ out. Takes the back seat when KJ comes back, comes in, hits a 3.
Strickland, Grant. A little more urgency now for Portland. 8:48 left. Jerome Kersey on the move, and a foul against Phoenix. The Suns are over the limit. It's on Barkley. 4 fouls on Barkley. Jerome Kersey to shoot 2. Kersey with 13 points scored tonight. 3 for 4 from the foul line. He has made his last 3.
Shooting for Portland, Jerome Kersey.
Pacers do it in 3. Chicago up 2-1 on Charlotte. San Antonio does it in 3, winning an emotional game at Denver. Kersey not there, and going for the rebound. Otis Thorpe has picked up his 6th foul.
Loose ball foul and 6
So Thorpe just comes in and he goes for the rebound and fouls out.
Well, see, PJ had just made this substitution. He put Otis Thorpe in for Terry Porter. The small lineup had been working pretty well. He probably thought he needed to get a little bit better post defense because Phoenix had in the game at the time Barkley and A.C. Green.
4 team fouls on the Trailblazers with 8:43 left.
He comes back with Buck Williams.
And A.C. Green gets it up to Marley. Kersey guarding him. Barkley against Robinson. Barkley called it away.
Very clever play, J.D. The old Rick Mahorn back away. Not bad.
By Clifford Robinson. He leaned on him and leaned on him, and then he backed away, and Barkley lost his balance. Robinson, Strickland, 10 on the shot clock. Buck Williams. A.C. Green the rebound. 10 rebounds for A.C. Trailblazers unable to get closer than 9 in this fourth quarter so far. 7:55 left. Barkley again working on Robinson. Barkley has 36.
Charles Barkley on that previous trip just turned to his teammates and said, "Give me the ball." He said it emphatically, and he delivered.
5 straight points for Phoenix, their biggest lead at 14. Strickland underneath for the layup. 16 points for Rod Strickland.
He with Elliott Perry on Strickland, JD. He can be very effective down in the post.
AC Green, 10 on the shot clock. Barkley again against Robinson. 38 for Barkley.
I'm not so sure I wouldn't come and bring some double coverage on. Really make Charles give it up. Make somebody else make a shot.
Rod Strickland going strong to the basket and is fouled. He will be on the line to shoot two after this timeout. 6:52 remaining. The lead is 14.
Timeout, Portland. Correction. Official.
He's got a space of his own. 38 points, 10 rebounds tonight for Barkley. 14 out of 23 from the field. Strickland at the free throw line, and the lead is still 14 as Strickland misses.
Oh, wow. You need those in this kind of game. This is a very poor free throw shooting team. And in the playoffs,
even poorer.
Right. They've got some guys that are even below 500.
They've missed 18 free throws already tonight. Buck Williams picking up the personal foul. Coming up next on TNT, inside the NBA, Tim Brando and Sacramento Kings head coach Gary St. Jean. A lot of NBA highlights to look at tonight in playoff action and a preview of the Celtics Magic series as that one moves to game 3 tomorrow night in Boston Garden.
They call him the Saint. He did a great job with Sacramento this year. Just missed getting them into playoffs. 39 wins for Gary St. Jean was a franchise record. How about that?
In Sacramento.
Yes, in Sacramento.
Perry splits the free throws. 15-point lead. The biggest of the game for the Suns with 6:35 left. On a pass to the inside, a foul called on Ainge, and it will be Harvey Grant getting to the free throw line.
How's your French, JD? Oui. Fait accompli? Oui. Because the fat lady's kind of singing here because this is a very quiet crowd right now. There's still time, but it would take a mad rush by Portland.
Yeah, and unless it comes, the Trailblazers will be suiting up across the street in the new arena, the Rose Garden, for next year.
I beg your pardon?
They did promise a Rose Garden. In the old building in Phoenix, it was Portland that beat the Suns the last time out. There's the free throw shooting for the series, and a major problem for the Trailblazers. Elliott Perry lost it, but it's out of bounds to Phoenix.
Scotty Robertson obviously given some defensive responsibilities with this team, the Phoenix Suns, their assistant coach. He's up directing what he wants.
No, nice play off the inbounds. Perry to Barkley. And immediately the Trailblazer defensive pressure was compromised.
I think Scotty got his message across there.
8 to shoot. Marley against Kersey. Barkley with 2 on the clock. Charles Barkley with 40. And he gives his club the biggest lead inside of 6 minutes for the game. This is the biggest lead in the game now for the Suns. Strickland.
You know, P.J. Carlesimo was an assistant coach on that Dream team. He should know that this man can put up huge numbers. Maybe he believes now when he's going against his own team, the Trailblazers, that this guy requires a double team. And you've got to take your chances in rotation and get coverage on other people and make the other people try to beat you.
Barkley finding Perry for 3. And that one hops up over the top out of bounds. Portland the ball trailing 100-86 with 5:24 left. You talked about P.J. Carlesimo being an assistant coach on Dream Team. that team made its debut in this very building. That's part of the storied history here of the Memorial Coliseum, where it was in the Tournament of the Americas in 1992 that Dream Team came on the court with coffin flashbulbs all around.
Interesting that Kevin Johnson has not come back into this game since we got the report from Derek Dickey that he was nursing the hamstring over there. That is a little bit of an ominous sign. Let's hope it's not anything serious. They're going to need him if they want to assault the championship.
3 to shoot. Marley for 3. With 4:41 left. Dan Marley connecting from long range. And away from the play, Buck Williams and Ainge go down. And the foul called on Ainge, I believe.
Well, Danny Ainge is a clever basketball player. He's one of these guys that has been around a long time, played on several teams, played in Sacramento, played in Boston, played some baseball. But let me show you exactly what's happening here. Keep your eye on Danny Ainge. Now, see, he's pulling the jersey of Jerome Kersey. And he pulled him down. He tried to fake the offensive foul.
It's a flagrant foul on Ainge.
He knows what he did. Really wasn't a smart there. See him pull the jersey right there. You're caught, my guy. You know, JD, if you're coaching this team, if I'm Paul Westphal, although he is never bothered by these things, and I think that's his strength. It really is. He's got all these strong wills on this team, all this talent, all this offensive ability, and he just has this nonplussed attitude about things. He only watches the scoreboard, and he's done a great job of winning basketball games since he's been a coach at Phoenix. A phenomenal job.
Buck Williams splits the free throws, and now Portland with the ball. 4:27 left. 103-89 Phoenix. Phoenix trying to join Indiana and San Antonio into the second round of the playoffs. Grant, Marley guarding him. Robinson. And Robinson on the tip.
Terrific second effort by Clifford Robinson. Clifford Robinson really is trying to have a good finish to his career in this building. Whether he can bring his team back or not remains to be seen, but showed great energy there.
10 on the shot clock. It's Ainge with Grant posing on him. A pass to Barkley and a foul on Robinson. 3 fouls on Robinson. Charles Barkley to the free throw line. While the Portland Trailblazers will be having a new beginning next year in their new arena, the Rose Garden, they may be moving into that arena with some new faces.
Well, this is a team that's young, and it's a team that's old, JD, and there's some people on this team that may not be in the Rose Garden, so to speak, next year. Terry Porter, no, please. Terry Porter, an older player, a talented player, still has very good years left in him, coming off of an injury, unrestricted free agent, not likely to be in the building next door. It's interesting that Rose Garden that's built next to the Memorial Coliseum here almost touches the Memorial Coliseum. So in essence, and this building will not be torn down. It's going to be used for other events. But some of the older players, Kersey, as I mentioned, Porter, maybe Mark Bryant, obviously will not be on this team.
Strickland drops the ball for Robinson. Clifford Robinson with the layup. It's a 12-point advantage for Phoenix this trip.
Normally when you look at a score like this, 331, 105, 93, 12-point deficit, you think, hey, you know, this is the NBA. It's still a very close basketball game. You just don't get that feeling right now. The energy levels of the Trailblazers seem somewhat subdued, almost resigned.
Foul on Jerome Kersey will put Marley on the free throw line.
That's the owner of the Portland Trailblazers, J.D., Paul Allen. Not a happy camper tonight. Paul, you got to be able to think in years. You've been a very successful businessman, and that works as well with NBA teams. Think in terms of years. This year was a stepping stone to something else.
Indiana, Chicago, and San Antonio, winners tonight in the playoffs. And Phoenix trying to join that group. Their lead is 13. Kersey. And on the foul, Kersey gets to the line. Charles Barkley with his 5th.
Well, Charles and Jerome Kersey in the offseason are very close friends, but when you get into the NBA and it's a playoff game, there goes friendship. A little right hand on the shoulder there. Kersey fell to the ground.
Jerome Kersey to shoot 2. 14 points scored for Kersey.
You got to admire the performance of that man, Jerome Kersey. 14 points, 5 out of 8 from the floor. He's had an unbelievable floor game as well, throwing his body all over. He's one of the older players, but he probably was the most active and most courageous player for Portland tonight.
Blazers have the press on. AC Green, Ainge, they're still deep in the backcourt, and a throw ahead to Marley. Phoenix has opened up the floor a little bit. Perry with 8 to shoot and 2:55 left. It's Barkley. Barkley did get it away in time. Buck Williams with the rebound. The important thing for Phoenix is they used all 24. 2:38 left. Strickland somehow muscled it in through the foul.
Big move. Big time move.
Danny Ainge on the foul. Portland still alive with 2:33 left.
在雷將高當地咩嘅？จากแม่ว่าไก่คอมพิวเตอร์ยี่ฉุกเร็วเหมาแปะหรือเกมใช้กล้วยคอนฟิดดอซิตึงหัวมาว่าพระกล้วยจียังเตียงไว้อย่าสีบ่อเห่าหรือใจบ่อยว่าถอยกล้วย IBM ไก่資料他們領導電話裡幫你查出唔對就將毛病xử理好啊真好啊導電話對啊
Nobody knows great playoff moments like TNT. Eastern Conference Championship, 1987. Detroit and Boston at the Garden. Series tied 2 games apiece. In the pivotal Game 5, with time running out, Detroit clung to a 1-point lead. A simple inbounds pass could lock away the ball and the victory. But lurking in the high grass of a frenzied crowd, Larry Bird waited for the right moment to pounce.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in.
Bird intercepted the pass. Then with a quick dish to teammate Dennis Johnson, the lead changed hands for the last time.
What a play by Bird. Bird stole the inbounding pass.
Larry Bird turned a routine play into an unexpected miracle. They should have never underestimated his uncanny instinct of where to be. And suddenly, there he was stealing the ball and the game. Nobody knows when great moments are going to happen. So stick with TNT for extensive playoff coverage. The playoffs continue on TNT.
Well, the sweep isn't in the book yet. Let's go to Derek Dickey.
Well, guys, so far it seems that Paul Westphal has made the decision not to put Kevin Johnson back in the game. Elliot Perry has done an outstanding job keeping also the ball handling skills of Danny Ainge on the floor. The Suns have no problem getting the ball into their front court. He's going to go with what he's got.
Okay, Derek, tomorrow on TNT, we'll go with what we've got. Boston and Orlando at 7 o'clock Eastern with a series tied at 1. And then Utah and Houston in their Game 3 in the Summit. It's an 8-point game right now.
Pretty good energy by Portland. They got good pressure on in the full court. Drop back to man-to-man pressure. But this man's got to get double-teamed. And there it is. Make somebody else beat you.
And so Danny Ainge launches the 3. Barkley the rebound with 2:08 left.
Of course, Phoenix is happy with that, or, you know, the reset of the shot clock. They can burn about 18 on that last possession. They can burn some more here.
Barkley against Robinson. Beats him baseline, and Williams comes over. He still scores. 44 points for Barkley.
Ammazza! Well, there's only one word for this, but it's an Italian word, and it means killer. Ammazza!
Wow.
This is hard to believe. Take a look again, JD. How does he do it? That was with the left hand. What a consummate warrior and competitor. Look at that.
Buck Williams out. Mark Bryant coming in. Charles Barkley is applauding Buck Williams as he heads for the bench.
Charles Barkley, shooting one.
Barkley shooting for his 45th point.
Remember the early head shake we were discussing at the beginning of the game, JD? Sometimes as you watch these players over the years, and especially that man, Charles Barkley, you kind of sense when he senses that he's got something special going, and that's been the case all night.
His 45 points equals the second highest output in the playoffs so far. Hakeem Olajuwon. Jordan had the 48-point game earlier in that Charlotte series, and now Barkley with the rebound here. But Barkley isn't finished. He's got 12 rebounds tonight to go along with his 45 points. Strickland steps up and takes the foul. Phoenix Suns very close to sweeping this one. And should they advance and play Utah? Well, they split the season series with them. If they play Houston, the Rockets, of course, the team that took them out last year in the conference semifinals.
Well, see, that would be the first time in the playoffs that this question that's sort of floating in the air about can they be effective deep in the playoffs against a team with a great center. If they play the Rockets, they would be tested there. If they play Utah, they wouldn't be tested there. James Donaldson basically is filling in for Felton Spencer. Antoine Carr sometimes plays the center for Utah as well.
After the Perry free throws, Portland taking time with 1:28 left. It's 111-98.
Gun protected. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car. What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. And now give your tires a quick kick with one-step tire care.
I am not what I wear. I'm not a pair of pants or a shirt. I'm not in touch with my inner child. I don't read poetry, and I'm not politically correct. I'm just a guy, and I don't have time to think about what I wear, because I've got a lot of important guy things to do. 100% cotton, wrinkle-free pants and shorts that don't require a lot of thought. Hager, stuff you can wear.
Every year, the people of North Africa bear witness to the grueling Paris-Dakar rally. Last year, we took first place in the marathon class. And what we learned, we put into this year's model. The differences are subtle, but if you look closely, we think you'll notice. The Trooper Limited from Isuzu.
They're heading for home in Portland and saying so long to the Coliseum. Hello, Rose Garden.
I beg your pardon.
Inside the NBA, Tim Brando and Gary St. Jean coming your way when we're finished here in Portland. A lot of playoff action to look at tonight and a preview of the Celtics Magic series, which resumes tomorrow.
Well, I think this coach, Paul Westphal, has just been an outstanding basketball coach. But give a little tip of the hat to Cotton Fitzsimmons, who trained him. There he is.
Charles Barkley stepping up for the steal, and Robinson puts him on the free throw line.
I was talking about Cotton Fitzsimmons and how he was coaching the team. When Barkley came aboard, that's when he gave up the reins to Paul Westphal. It was a very gracious gesture. You know, he could have looked at the team and thought, hey, you know, I can add to my great winning percentage. He could have been right up there with Lenny Wilkens if he would have had all these Paul Westphal wins. But he knew that it was time. He knew it was time for Paul, and it was time for the organization to get a younger guy in there and a guy that coached with the style of Paul Westphal, and it's all worked very well for the Phoenix Suns.
Barkley with that free throw has 46. Now that's the second most scored in the playoffs so far this season, to Jordan's 48. And I would think that's the reason Barkley is still out there. He's got a chance at a playoff high now. 47. Phoenix has moved on. They will wait to see what happens between Utah and Houston. Barkley on the block. Perry. Danny Ainge trailing. And that's Dumas with a look. Taken down by Bryant. Dumas a missed steal. Strickland, Kersey, and 2 for Portland.
See, interestingly enough, on that last trip down offensively for Phoenix, Charles Barkley never came down, didn't rush down to the other end to try to get another basket to add to his total, protected the basket at the other end. Then when the challenge came, Charles did not do anything to stop the clock. Only the made basket stopped the clock. Charles Barkley will sit down for the evening. A good night's work, young man.
3 straight for the Phoenix Suns in this sweep against Portland, and 8 straight on the season. They beat them all 5 times in the regular season. Coach, what happened to that old adage, the more you beat a team, the harder it is to beat them again?
Well, when that other team is loaded with offensive weapons like the Phoenix Suns are, and your team basically didn't finish the season on a happy note, a lot of bickering and grumbling going on with this team. Obviously a team, nobody in the franchise really wants to talk about it, but there's going to be some major changes made with the Portland franchise. I think a lot of the older players, as we mentioned before, JD, are going to move on. You can't keep giving up 116 points a game against an opponent and expect to win.
Perry is fouled by Kersey.
Jerome Kersey, the foul, his 5th personal.
And that's 5 on Kersey. Elliott Perry to the line.
You know, this has been a great building. This building, there you see KJ looking like he's feeling okay. Maybe they just didn't want to take a chance. What I started to say about this building, you know, it's a historic building, and when you think, JD, when you were a younger man a few years ago and you had your starter house, you know, that first house you bought, you know, that cost less than you would spend for your car.
Where are you going
right now? I'm saying that this was a pretty good starter house for Portland. It was a pretty good starter house.
It was home sweet home for the Blazers through 3 championship runs, won a championship in '77, and coming up second in '90 and '92. There's a 3 for Porter. Ruffin finding Dumas. And Richard Dumas with a left-hand finish.
There it is, 116 points. That's what they have given up in all 3 games. That's not the kind of consistency you want, JD.
Porter again for 3. They'll remember this in Portland, that it was Terry Porter with a couple of 3-point field goals to perhaps close the scoring for the Blazers in Memorial Coliseum. Ainge is fouled by Kersey. Kersey fouls out, and he gets a hand. 9 seconds left. Aaron McKee coming back to play out the 9 seconds. Well, 47 points scored by Barkley. As you look at some Phoenix fans who made the trip to Portland, the most ever scored in a playoff game against the Trailblazers.
James Robinson in the lineup for Terry Porter.
So Indiana, San Antonio, and Phoenix make short work of their opponents in the first round. Terry Porter going out and getting a hand. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, the all-time assist leader and second in scoring, and he's fourth in the NBA in playoff threes.
Robinson launches and hits the three at the buzzer. So the Portland Trailblazers in their final game here have 3 straight field goals to close it out. But it's the Phoenix Suns who move on in the playoffs with this 117-109 victory. Paul Westphal's club taking out the Portland Ball Club 3 in a row. Now let's go to Derek Dickey.
Elliot Perry, how do you beat a team 8 times in a row?
I don't know. It was hard. It was hard for battle every time. I mean, the first 5 times they killed us on the boards. The second 2 times we beat them on the board. I don't know what happened tonight, but we just came out and gave a conscious effort.
Congratulations for a great year, but you had to come in the 4th quarter and you helped put this game away.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We knew that Kevin, he's feeling good, but he was tight for sitting on the bench. We didn't want to risk anything. We just wanted him to sit down and relax.
You ready
hey,
for the
Chuck,
next series?
bravura performance, my guy.
Yeah, hold on.
All right, Jim.
All right, Derek. It's a victory for the Suns in a game in which they actually led it coast to coast. And the Budweiser player of the game, is there any doubt? Charles Barkley, what a load he threw in the scorebook tonight. 47 points, 12 rebounds, and he was 4 for 8 from 3-point range. And Charles Barkley is with us now following Phoenix victory in 3 straight for the Suns. And I thought for a while, Charles, you'd stay in there and move ahead of Jordan, get that extra basket and have 49 for the game.
Well, I just wanted to try to do anything we could. We did not want to stay up here to Friday. We were very fortunate. We got off to a good start. That kind of took the crowd out the game. And we just, it was a great game from beginning to end. We played terrific.
Chuck, it looked to me like at the beginning of the game, I was watching your face when you started to hit the open shots. You just sort of sensed you were going to have a good night. Did you have that feeling?
Well, if I make jumpers, it opens up so much more of my game. I'll take threes and take jumpers just to try to make the defense come out more of me, and it opens up my inside game. So some nights it works, like tonight. Some nights it doesn't, but I can take the bad nights.
It sure looked like you had a feeling you were going to have a great night.
I felt very good coming into the game. I love the shoot in this building. It's a shame it's leaving, but they're only concerned about money. They have to have boxes and everything, the NBA. This is a great building, and I'm just glad. I'm sorry to see it end, but I'm just glad the series is over.
Well, how's KJ? What's happening?
KJ's been terrific. He's getting the ball distributed to everybody. That gets all our other guys involved. And us two have to play well. We don't have many guys on our team who can get their own shot. And when they double me or KJ penetrates, it opens up so many things for everybody else. And as long as he plays well, we're going to be fine.
What about the injury with KJ?
Well, I don't know. I didn't even know he got hurt. I think, he has struggles with his legs at different times. Hopefully we don't play the next 2, so he'll have plenty of time to get better.
Okay. You're going to play either Utah or Houston.
Against the person that's guarding Karl Malone or Akeem Olajuwon. And every time Malone goes in, they're trying to disrupt him, keep him from getting that space. Carl Jones picks up another one. That's his 3rd.
And this is just a guy you don't want at the free throw line if you're playing the Utah Jazz. As Pete Chilcutt comes onto the floor, all time per game, Karl Malone and Bob Pettit. That means you're getting the ball